Alright, it looks like we are live. Hello, everybody. How is it going? How are your hobby projects coming along? I really hope you don't mind if I spend some time just working on my Night Titan today. Tonight, I'm looking to get him finished up and make a video before Christmas, which is it's a tough deadline to hit, but I'm seeing if I can make it happen. I'm losing confidence in it the more the scale of this project gets to me. I really love the idea of making a Christmas special, because there's something that I really enjoy watching on television every year, and they were always something that I aspired to make one of myself someday, as kind of kooky and aspiration as that is. So I really want to try and see if I can do this, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get the quality that I'm hoping for in the time that I have. But I'm still trying. I've been working on painting this whenever I get a spare moment, hoping that I will have enough time. Since last we painted, I've done a lot of work on the trim, so you can see some of that painted up. But some of it's taking multiple coats to get it to look right, and that just eats up more time, so we'll see what we can do tonight to continue this process and get us somewhere closer to completion. Hi guys! Hello Josh, you were first. Congratulations, you keep your crown another day. Hello Ano. I am going to give you the gift of not scolding you for being awake too late today. Merry Christmas, happy holidays. Hello Persephone, happy holidays to you too. Josh, I will not wish you a happy Nurgle Day. That is a very cursed thing, and I wish you would never wish it to me again. Time struggles indeed, Brady. How are you tonight? And hello, Chris. How is it going? How are you? I just messed up and got brown on the mint part again. It's happened so much. I will clean it up, though. Every time I make a mistake on this miniature, I know I will have to clean it up because it is big and they are very noticeable. I have made so many mistakes. I have realized that my brush control could stand to be a lot better than it is. I'm voicing all of my discomforts now, and I don't exactly know why. This channel is supposed to be more positive than that, when we grow in our confidence and learn to paint the things that are scary to us. Or just paint in ways that, differ from the norm. But man, I am quickly doubting every choice I make on this project, which is unfortunate. I've enjoyed literally every moment painting this night, and I think there's a part of me that does just want to keep making mistakes and finding other areas to put detail into, so I never ever have to be done with it. It's truly one of the most delightful projects I have ever worked on. All of my plans for the color scheme have looked exactly as I want them to. There has not been a time where I really need to question what area I was going to paint which color. And when I apply the colors that I'm thinking to the areas, they all look phenomenal. I mean, mint and chocolate, frankly, is just it's a flavor I enjoy. It's my favorite ice cream flavor, but it's also a color scheme, so to speak, that I'm very comfortable working with. I know exactly which colors I want to use for which things. And literally every detail I apply just makes this night look better and better. I never want to be done with this project personally because I'm having such a freaking fantastic time. I know there's always next year, but I really would like to make a Christmas special this year. I think this year I've done a lot of accomplishing the goals that I set for myself, which has been incredible. And I would love to cap that all off with a holiday special. So I still have about, depending on how quickly I can, edit and stuff like that, I would say I have about 10 to 12 days left to work on this night, to get him ready. And again, I keep making mistakes, which is natural, but yeah. I don't know if we're gonna get there. We might. Um, I just have so much other Christmas stuff to do. Like, I had intended to work on him yesterday, but I got my Christmas cards in the mail that I had ordered, and I wore out my shoulder, uh, completely doing calligraphy on all of my Christmas cards, and it hurt really bad. I was doing wax seals on them too, but I had to just cut those on most of them for time because I couldn't stand to heat up wax. Only be able because I only have the one wax seal with the design that I wanted to use. At most, I could get four. Oh God, that's a really bad mistake. Um, Sorry, that was too big of a mistake for me to just let go. And the only place to put this paintbrush down and have enough time to fix that was to just bite down on it. So that's why I shut up suddenly there. Um, but anyway, the wax sealing was just taking too long, and I need to get things in the mail so they're there by Christmas. So I just stopped doing that. But yeah, I did lose some progress time on this night because I was writing Christmas cards, which honestly is such a me thing to have done. Like, oh no, my Christmas project is for Warhammer is delayed because I spent time making fancy cards. Yeah, it tracks. It tracks. But yeah, I'm just getting some of my discomforts voiced because sometimes that helps me deal with them in one way or another. The struggle of painting dark colors before lighter, absolutely. You got chocolate in my mint. No, you got mint in my chocolate. You think mint could be easy to clean up? It's green and white. Those are, yeah, it's not that bad to clean up. But you know, it would be ideal if I could just do it right the first time. I don't know what mole rats is, Josh. Full golden dragon? Do you mean golden demon, Brady? Yes, Josh, you can hire me to send out fancy calligraphy illuminated letters to your enemies. I will take that commission. You just let me know what to write, where to send. And if you want a wax seal with your initial, you will have to purchase that and have it shipped to me. I do not have a J. Of course, if you wish to remain anonymous, I can use one of my other designs. But I will write you the most beautiful death threat you've ever seen. Ahoy, Atomic Topher! How are you? I think one of the other problems I'm having with making mistakes today is I'm just a little bit lightheaded, but that's normal. Um, Unfortunately, every now and again, for no curse other than biology, you just get a little bit weird once every month, and I don't even have the benefit of being able to turn into a werewolf, which anytime people are like, things are gonna suck in mythical fantasy, you at least get cool powers out of it. In real life, I just get lightheaded and grouchy all the time. Does make it harder to focus on painting a knight, but what can you do? Things gotta get done, man. I promise I won't push myself too far, though. So anyone concerned about me, I'll be alright. I am I'm a little bit lazy at my core, and if things are too hard or too uncomfortable, I will stop doing them. God, but he is a nice looking knight once he's all painted up. I don't know if I have the confidence to try and get into those back areas of the faceplate right now. But we'll continue with the trim in other areas, I think. I think I'm gonna do, I'm blanking right now on who it was, but one of my lovely, lovely supporters was kind enough to send me some Tamiya thin a while back, and some Tamiya panel liner anyway. And that's really, really nice to line stuff with, so I think we can get some nice clean panel lines in there if I just focus when I'm doing it. Or I'll water down some of this beautiful Vallejo chocolate brown and use that instead. We'll honestly see what happens. Fiverr becomes a werewolf, but it's a little poodle. That would fucking suck. I'd be so mad. I'd want a refund on, lycanthropy. Like, excuse me, I ordered a werewolf? I do feel, oh god, that paintbrush just fell on the ground. I do feel obligated to find a spot to do some freehand or checkers or something on these big pauldrons, but I just can't decide what would be appropriate. So for now, until I decide, they will be simply finished. I might add some like waffle cone if I do these halved. Can kind of put waffle cone on one side, which honestly would probably look pretty cool. I think I might do that actually. The more I think about how that would look, the more I like that idea in my head. So I think I'll do the back halves waffle cone, and we'll block that out together now, I think. So I don't forget that idea. Because I really do want the front of the knight to be as minty as possible. I think that's very important. Usually, Brady, I'm a big fan of the checkerboard, but I just don't think it's right for this particular knight, weirdly enough. I might try and put it somewhere, like maybe on one of the foot panels. I have the legs of the knight right over here, like on a half of the foot panel, but I just don't like it. I don't like the idea of it on the big pauldron, and whether that's because I don't think I'll paint it correctly or because I don't think it will look good, I'm not sure. I am, however, going to stick with that instinct, though, because it feels right. In terms of symbols, I have the shield right here, which is going to be the main place to put heraldry. And And I put up a poll on Instagram and on my YouTube community with all the different sigils I was considering. The results of what people liked was very spread out and extremely inconclusive. There was no clear winner, so that's a little unfortunate. But I think I'll just end up choosing the one that I personally liked best. So we'll see how that goes. Get that little string to at least stay the fuck out of the way, because it was ruining the point on that. Sorry if you guys wanted to see me paint something more fun and festive. I admit that this project has become rather all-consuming. It is all I want to talk about some days. It is all I want to show off. And it is very much all I want to be painting. I like this knight so much. You guys don't understand. He has easily become one of my favorite things that I've ever painted, and I simply cannot wait to finish him. Not because I want him to be done. Like I said, I've been looking at reasons to extend this project and not finish him too quickly. But I just can't wait to show off, like, the vision that I have, what I'm seeing in my head for how this knight looks once he's finished up, with everybody who's expressed an interest in it. I do hope you'll stick around. Keep a follow on me on the YouTubes and the Instagrams and stuff, so that you can check out this project when it's done. It'll be a while yet, but it's getting there. Hello, Soda. How good do I think I would be at Harlequin Diamonds? Rubbish. I don't know what the difference is for me between checkers and diamonds. I can paint checkers just fine. Absolutely okay. I can paint waffle cone with, middling results. Occasionally I have to do one or two passes of it, depending on what I'm working with. Which is, essentially it's just the outline of diamonds. But you asked me to paint actual diamonds on something, and I'm a mess. I can't do it. It looks terrible every single time. I don't know what it is about diamonds that I've not been able to master, but that's just one pattern that continues to elude me. You'd think, it's just slanted checkers. It's checkers from a different angle, but nope. Can't do you for diamonds much at all. Did he fix my depression? Sometimes. I don't know that anything really fixes depression. He does help, though. He does help. Working on this knight has been very soothing. And I could stand to be soothed every now and again, I think. I did a funny little doodle that I posted somewhere or other, probably Instagram, and I think I put it in my Discord as well, but it's just a drawing of me as a cartoon holding up a very poorly drawn little light titan and going, "You better fix my depression." Which I personally think is quite funny. I think that'll probably need a second coat, unfortunately, so I just doubled up the work there. But look at how much better that looks. Like, as a balance, as a overall thing, does that not just add instantly more interest to this piece? The fact that and then over here on it's gonna look better. I know it adds more work, you guys. I just added so much work. But look how much better it's gonna look. Like, I'm not insane, okay? Someone validate me, please. I didn't even do the little brown cross over there. That's fine, because it'll be easier to not have to worry about that. But, like, come on! You can't tell me that that doesn't look good. I mean, you can, but I wouldn't believe you. I think it looks great. Plus, I wanted to do half pauldrons. They look good. I don't know. There's probably like a real term for that. I'm not as into heraldry as I could be, so I'm going to call it a half pauldron. Honestly, I'd probably do a quarter pauldron if I had like a good idea for how to do it. Because I think those look the best. I like them very much, but I think that halves will look good, because these are, I mean, it's kind of quarters when you think about it. There are 4 of them. Somehow that math checks out. Maybe. Just roll with it. You can't have, I mean, you can have too much waffle cone. If this knight wasn't pre-assembled and I had free access to the undercarriage, I need you guys to know that the entire undercarriage would have been done in waffle cone. So that just gives you an idea of how many stupid hours I would have taken painting lines on this. I would like you to think about that. I would like you to consider that deeply in your mind about how bad of an idea that is. God, I miss so much spots when lining that. That'll be fixed. We can fix it. It's all good. What is my waffle color? This is the base coat, and then I use Mournfang Brown to do the crisscross lines. This layer that I'm putting down right now, this color is Kislev Flesh. Which, you know, it's kind of a weird color to find as a perfect waffle cone, but I can't help the fact that the flesh tone is also the color of waffles. Don't quote that. Nobody write that down. That's a bad one. That makes me sound deranged. But yeah, that looks incredible, frankly. That looks way better. I like that. I like that a lot. He looks so good. Look at him. He is big, he is stompy, he is ready for war. I'm definitely going to have to do a second coat, but I'm going to just set that to the side for now. I also have to decide how I'm going to be balancing out those banners. And I have to paint fucking every cable on this guy. It's fine. It's fine. It's all going to turn out well. But if you, I'm probably going to not paint the shield right now because I do want to get a nice recording of that for the video that I'm going to make. Because I feel like people will be interested in what design is chosen and how that gets painted up. I'm also intentionally not painting much of this one so that I can do a nice shot of doing the trim. That arm honestly just happened to fall off, and I know how to reattach it, but it's fine for now, you know? Sometimes you just let things be. Okay, so that needs to dry. I'm going to set him off camera. And then there's some sections on the leggies that we can work on while waiting. Hello, the Phantom Warrior. How are you? welcome to the stream. Glad you could make it. No, no, no. No one start to... I told you not. I warned you. Not you, Fanta Warrior. You just got here. They're gonna go off with that. Hello, Goober. Goober, you were there at God, what was it? Gen Con, when I picked up this night. You watched, I believe you were there when that happened, or at least you were approximately around. And since I had a Night Titan on me, I definitely showed off the fact that I had been gifted a Night Titan, because, I mean, how can you not? The knight looks cool, thank you, thank you. The more hours I put into him, the more work that gets accomplished, the more and more I love this knight. I think that every single person who looks at an Imperial Knight and goes, oh, that looks cool, but I could never paint it, should immediately acquire a knight and paint it. This is honestly some of the most fun I've ever had painting Warhammer. I don't know quite what it is, whether it's the scale of this model, the subject matter, like, I don't know what the je ne sais quoi of it is exactly, but I'm a person who loves orcs and goblins and really characterful models. I usually hate painting vehicles, and, like, I don't consider this a vehicle because it's got, like, a face and stuff. I mean, I know technically in the actual rules of Warhammer, it is classified as a vehicle, and it does, I mean, theoretically have a pilot. And maybe it's just because, you know, I got really into Evangelion, and I have just been enamored with the idea of machines and their pilots for whatever reason. But I love painting this. Literally every time I'm like, ooh, I have time to work on my Titan, I'm delighted by that realization. Like, I have one final shot to get for a video, and then I need to edit that video and put it out into the universe. I have been procrastinating making a video for you guys because I'm having so much fun painting this Titan. So we'll see if I get that shot and edit that video tomorrow, or if I just kind of continue painting my Titan. Nobody judge me for whatever decision I make. I'm not doing this professionally, and you sometimes just gotta make the choice that's good for your mental health, and the Titan produced the serotonin, so I want that. The Battle Force box with the 3 knights is mighty tempting. Soda, you're wrong. It doesn't have 3 knights in there. It has 1 knight and 4 baby knights. And then it also had, 1 knight, 1 big knight, 4 baby knights, and a little character model that's boring. Like, it's got a guy, but who cares about that? Do what you're having fun doing. It's what we want. Oh, that's very, very kind. I hope so. I try very hard not to, like, feel any kind of obligation to work on stuff, but I do genuinely like making videos. Like, the video that I need to get the final shot for and edit, like, it is a video that I've been working on for a while. I genuinely had fun making it, and I want people to see it. That's kind of the whole reason one makes a video. This is... God, this is fraying really badly in some places. And I don't have scissors right nearby me to cut these extra pieces off, so I'm just gonna try twist them out, maybe? Nope, that's just making it worse. Oh dear. Yeah, that's not gonna get better. I should switch to a different brush. I'm gonna switch to a different brush. I'm gonna deal with you in the future. What other brushes do I have? Because I don't want to use my small tiny brush, and most of my brushes are fraying or dead or dying. Ugh. Don't be like me, kids. Take care of your brushes. You're gonna need them. Then you're gonna end up like me. Just knee-deep in horribly abused brushes that you can't get to use for your actual intended purpose. This one looks like it might work. I'm gonna keep that right there. You're a little bit bigger of a brush than I'd like, but we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I think that could work. Okay. Sorry, what was I talking about? Imagine having good brushes, I know. Warhammer has rules sometimes. I actually have plans for how to paint the baby knights, if I was to get that box. However, box is spenny. It is very expensive, and it's not like I need a knight army. So, you know, I have plenty of models. I'm having fun painting this knight, but I only got this knight because someone gifted it to me. I didn't pay for it. It's a very expensive model. I'm trying to do my best to, do that justice. It's still a gift that honestly makes me very emotional to this day. Thank you once again, Roz, for bringing me this knight and just giving it to me at Gen Con. I would have never had the chance to fall so in love with a painting project if not for that, and I'm really, really grateful. I'm not going to talk about it too much because I don't want to cry or nothing, but thank you. Genuinely, genuinely, genuinely thank you. Right, the baby knights are worth a half of a knight. There's only one full knight and 4 baby knights, so that's three knights. If I was to build a knight army, which again, I want to advise everybody that I am definitely not doing, because I would never impulsively buy an army before completing an army that I already have. As we established firmly with a poll in which everybody agreed that I would never ever do such an impulsive, dumb thing. They would all have to be, I think, like waffle cone would be the unifying element, but they would all be different flavor variations. I was sad to find when researching knight armies, which I definitely didn't do because I definitely don't have plans on making a knight army ever, even just, hypothetically speaking. So I definitely wasn't disappointed to learn, because again, this is research that I didn't do, that the Knight Dominus is actually not that good in the meta, because with its weird kind of bumpety shell, if you look at it the way that I look at miniatures, that top carapace looks like it would be perfect for a banana split knight. And I don't know how many people know this, but I've been trying desperately to find a project in which Banana Split would be an acceptable theme and color scheme. And so far, every time I've tried it out, it just hasn't worked. And I've looked at that Knight Dominus, and I'm like, that's another attempt, that's another opportunity. That's something someone who impulsively bought a knight army would say. Oh no. Listen, you guys have been here for me painting my Tau army, okay? You've heard me say that I was never ever going to impulsively buy a full army ever again because it's such a massive project. and it's huge, and it's, I mean, don't get me wrong, I adore my Tau. I'm having such a blast painting them. It was great. I got a great deal on it. I'm having a lot of fun. I don't have any regrets about that. But it is work. There's definitely some days where it is work to continue to paint Tau infantry after having been painting Tau infantry for months. And that's fine. That's part of the fun of being a Warhammer painter is, you know, you gotta put in the work to paint armies. They don't immediately all look good. So yeah. There's that. What the fuck was I saying? Oh, that's why I would, again, never impulsively buy an entire army. That would just be a dumb move to make. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, I might want to speak to someone about having a legitimate addiction to Warhammer. Yeah, no, the banana split goblins are not filling me with joy. They will probably be reprimed and painted some other way. I'm frankly impressed you guys remember them after they were only here briefly, but yeah, I don't like how they're looking right now. So they're gonna have to change. I don't know exactly how, so please don't ask me because I haven't figured that out, but they will be going through a metamorphosis. I'm gonna paint this cable part here, the darker chocolate, I think look good. I don't quite know what I want to do with those goblins, those gremlins, rather, the Malifaux ones riding the chickens, but, yeah, they just don't fill me with joy, unfortunately, so they're gonna have to change, but that's okay. Kind of set that and most projects aside to have some time to work on this night, so, you know, we'll circle back around. We'll circle back around. I know hardly anyone is going to notice and or care that these are two slightly different browns to represent dark and milk chocolate on this night. But for whatever reason, details like that are just super important when doing these candy color schemes. So that's what we're doing. And that's going to be set over to dry. We should have this guy with his first coat dry, so we're going to put another coat for the waffle cone on him. And I'm going to drink some water and hydrate and read some more comments. My Discord blooping, thank you. I have shut off the page. It should stop blooping. Thank you, Josh. I'm glad you noticed. Yeah, sorry. A lot of this night takes a little bit more focus, and like it's a bigger model than what I usually do. So it's a little bit different to like, because I can't just paint an area and glance up at the chat as often. So, because the areas to paint are bigger. So I do check in a little bit less on you than usual. You know, I don't have like a teleprompter right in front of my face or right down here that reads out all the things, so I'm doing my best to keep up with you, I promise. I haven't forgotten that you're there, and I honestly, it's not like, oh, well then why didn't you just not stream? The streams are great for me. I like to interact with people and chat, and they help me stay focused. Because, like, sometimes if I'm not streaming, which again is fine, I like to paint both different ways, but I will get up and change the music. I will have to do something else. I will find that, the itch to just try a boss battle one more time in Elden Ring hits me or something like that, and I'll get a little bit distracted. But having the chat going, the stream going, it gives me that little bit of a something to glance at when I just need that tiny little break, but doesn't fully take me out of painting mode. So I don't know if I explained that very well, but you guys are here, you're helping, I'm enjoying streaming. Hopefully you enjoy watching the stream. That's really a crucial part, I suppose, of this whole process, because if you're just like, man, this is a really boring stream, then that wouldn't be good. But y'all seem to be having a good time, chatting it up, making Nurgle jokes, like Josh always does. Oh, thank you, Caleb. Yeah, I'm quite a fan of them, too. We've got, this is my cat Lobster as an astronaut. With a lot of candy floating around him. And I have plans next year to get Hector and Achilles added here and kind of finish out this half sleeve. Then we've got a candy bracelet with a 5 for Fiverr and some sprinkles, and I'm hoping to continue the sprinkle motif up here. There's some part of me that wants to get sprinkles all down my fingers, but I know how much that would hurt, and I just don't think I actually want to do that. And then on this arm, I've got a shitty drawing of a squig that my friend Adam did, and a three-eyed rabbit that my friend Parker drew. I want to add more, like, random shit on here, and more, like, crappy doodles and stuff like that. And maybe, like, a panel from a manga or an anime. Just, like, I want it to kind of have the vibe that I've been doodling in a school notebook, except it's on my arm. Because I always got yelled at for drawing in class as a kid. I would draw myself with markers and shit like that all the time. And I don't have a good relationship with my mom, the person who primarily did the yelling at me. So the fact that I can put permanent drawings on my arm, especially if they're just weird things that, like, don't have, because a lot of people are like, the tattoos that you get have to have a really strong personal meaning to you. They don't. You can just tattoo whatever the fuck you want on yourself at any point in time. And the police are not going to come after you and be like, maybe don't tattoo, like, hate symbols and stuff on yourself, even though people do that as well. I'm not a person with a lot of confidence in my appearance, but every time I get a tattoo, I feel a little bit more confident, so thank you for complimenting those. My tattoos are honestly probably one of my favorite things about myself, and they sure are personal to me, every single one. I've either brought in a drawing from a friend that I value a lot, or have worked with the tattoo artist to come up with something unique. So yeah, they mean a lot to me. What about Nurgle? I'm not gonna get Nurgle tattooed on me, Josh. You know what, Josh? I'll make you this deal, okay? Alright, here. Everybody can take this down for the record, Josh. If I ever have 1 million subscribers on this channel, okay? It's never gonna happen, because that would mean I'd be like one of the top miniature painting channels ever. We're not gonna get there. I'm realistic. But you ever get me to 1 million subscribers, Josh, and I will get a tattoo of a Nurgling. I'll get a tattoo of a Nurgling, okay? Yep, there it is. You get me to 1 million subscribers, I'll get a Nurgling tattoo. And Josh, I'll do you one better. You can pick which Nurgling it is, okay? But it's not gonna happen. You notice Josh is weirdly silent as he now researches how to create subscriber bots so that they can all subscribe to this channel and he can force me to get a Nurgling tattoo by the end of the year. Oh, okay. That's fair. Listen. You guys, if you make it happen, I'll do it. Like, you can use this stream as evidence. And be like, you said you would do that, Fives. Don't you remember when you said you would get a Nurgle tattoo under these very specific circumstances? Yep. Okay, so the question is now for these legs, because I think we were talking about doing checkers. Are you thinking like white and brown checkers? I don't think I want to do white and red checkers because red I'm using very, very sparingly across this model. It needs to be extremely selective where I use red, and I don't think I can put so much of it somewhere away from the face. So I'm thinking either like brown and the mint color, which I don't think will look good. White and brown, which I think will look good, but may draw too much attention away from the face, which I'm a little worried about. Or just doing more waffle cone down there. But I do like the idea of checkers. I don't think tan and brown, like I don't want to use the tan for anything that isn't waffle cone because I want waffle cone to read as like a material that things are made out of as opposed to like a painted design on here. What do you guys think? You're getting the Nurgle bots in action again. I'm not getting the if I did get a Nurgling tattoo, it would not be on my butt. So put that thought away, Brady. I'd get it right on the arm where people could see it. Okay? If I'm gonna make a bet, all right, we'll put the Nurgling right. We'll put him right there. I won't probably actually put him right there because I'm willing to bet I'll have another tattoo by that point in time. But I'll put him somewhere where people can see him. Maybe checker on the loincloth. That could work. That could work. Like paint the... I was thinking I was probably going to do freehand on there, though. I was going to paint like an ice cream cone on the loincloth or a mint leaf or something. I'm trying to do freehand on the banners wherever possible because that just kind of seems like the thing to do. So I really do kind of think I want to stick with the leg panels with it. I think I might try blocking in a white and just seeing how that looks because white's going to be really easy to cover up if we need to. I haven't ever tried Vallejo Game Color White. I was initially blocking like the whites in with a cream off-white color before. I was using Deck Tan, but it does read with all of these other like kind of pastel tones. It reads to off-white, and I need it to actually be like white. So I'm hoping this is a good white. Dead white is like mega white. Good, this is dead white. That's what I need. I want this to be like a new Dairy Queen floor. Okay, yeah, I can see how after like 2 coats, this could build up into a really, really nice white. It's gonna look shitty right now because, you know, it's white. But just stick with me, okay? Everybody in the chat promise to stick with me. I'm asking a lot from you guys in the chat today. I don't know why. Sorry about that. You don't have to stick with me if you don't want to. You can be like, Fives, that looks like crap. But I'll still probably paint it if I think it's going to look good. And you'll notice I'm doing the outside leg instead of the inner leg panel because these ones are going to be easier to reach. It's not necessarily because I think those panels, like, I can make up some lore symbolism for it or some shit later. It's not because I think that those necessarily will look better than if I did the inner ones. But for putting patterns on shit, I need to actually be able to reach the area fairly easily. So being strategic about what you choose to paint where helps. That's a hot tip for you that is completely free. Learn from my mistakes. I've often painted checkers on areas that were just fucking unreachable, and it's a miserable, miserable, miserable time. Everything goes through an ugly phase. I had previously been like, this knight simply does not have an ugly phase. He is amazing. He is flawless. It's just first coat of white. That's this model's ugly phase, because I hate that. I hate how thin it is. I don't like it. It looks streaky. I know it's just white. It's just white paint being white paint, but I want it to look good. I want it to look good now. Okay. Checker struggled, absolutely. You would want it to be a tattoo of the sassy nurgling with a big old lollipop. I like the fact that there would be a lollipop. I don't know if I necessarily know which nurgling is the sassy nurgling. Josh, I'm gonna give you permission just this once to post a photo of the sassy nurgling in my Discord server, in the news from the general, not the news from, in the things we talk about on stream channel. You can post a photo of the quote unquote sassy nurgling. Please note that Josh is aspiring to get me to 1,000,000 subscribers when we're currently at 1,142 subscribers. So, you know, hardly any numbers to gain there at all, Josh. You only have 99,000 some odd to go. The 1.14K were collected for you out of the generosity of my heart to give you that beautiful, beautiful head start. You already did it. Okay, cool. I will take a look at the sassy nurgling that, you know, theoretically awaits me in my future, maybe someday, probably not. Okay, that looks like complete shit, but that's just because it is white. I think I might do this little panel here, white with checkers as well, which will kind of work up towards the faceplate. I think I can get away with leaving the back of it. Oh wow, I didn't even paint the back of it. We're gonna just take this dark brown and we're gonna paint the back of it. Doo, doo, doo. Nothing to see here, folks. Just a miniature that was already painted. So I definitely didn't forget about that part. I don't know why I did a voice there. I'm sorry. Oh god, it's so hard to reach. And I still have white paint on this. It's not helpful. Yeah, no. I don't think that I'm gonna check the Discord and find that I suddenly have 1,000,000 subscribers. Don't worry, Josh. I knew you meant that you had posted a photo of the Nurgling. Let's see. Oh. Yeah. I can kind of see why that one is the sassy Nurgling. He's got his like little tentacle on his hip. I don't even know if that's properly an arm. I don't like that he has a worm coming out of his stomach. That's pretty gross. But yeah, okay, sure. If that's the Nurgling you want, then that one's fine. I do appreciate the fact that you were like, he should be holding a lollipop so that he fits in with the sugar candy miniatures theme. That is his intestine, not a worm. Oh no. Oh no. How did you all know which Nurgling the sassy Nurgling was? Oh dear. Oh god. It's much worse that it's his intestine. Okay, what do you guys think of also doing one of these panels in Checker? Like, I worry so much that it's just gonna be too much detail on too small an area. And I like how clean it looks with just the mint, and I don't want to take away from that. But I feel like if I did checkerboard right here, it could look really cool on the helmet. Brady says sure. Okay, that's enough for me. Don't ruin the thing that you spent so long working on by messily painting it. It's gonna look like shit because white doesn't look good on the first coat. But just be patient, Fives. You can do another coat of white paint and it might look good. It might still look like shit though. You're just gonna have to wait and see. Oh, I don't think that looks bad. Like, that looks interesting to have it slanted like that, because everything else is so, like, split down, like, it looks uniform, that I think having, ooh, that just slightly off-center looks really cool. And it's balanced. It's balanced all around, I think, with this amount of white. And, like, you'll have to picture all the cables and stuff being white as well. That's gonna happen. White with red stripes because they're drinking straws. That's the feel. And, like, the barrel of this will probably be red and white straw. Anything that kind of looks vaguely straw-like is gonna be a drinking straw. But yeah. Okay, that was the right choice. Thank you for saying sure. We're gonna start doing the second layer of white, I think. And the waffle cone looks real good up here. Yes, okay. Putting in these half panels, it is going to create more work for me. But I think it really adds something special. It adds that, that heraldry feel, that knightly look to it, you know? It's just, it's different, it's cool. It's very me to start adding checkers and overcomplicated patterns to something that didn't need it in the first place. I was saying to my friend Adam that I feel like I compensate for a lack of painting like technical ability by using patterns and weird themes, and he's like, "Yeah, but that's an asset. That's not a failing. Like you're just using what you're good at to draw attention away from the things you're less good at." Like he was like, "Surely that is a part of being an artist." And I'd always just kind of seen that as a failure, that I would spend time sort of trying to put something that I felt like kind of was a gimmick into my art. Like that oh, this is, I like candy, so I painted this to look like candy, and it's not, it's not super well highlighted, and it doesn't have creamy blends or realistic skin tones or good lighting. Um, Adam's really good at saying things that suddenly make me realize, like, that challenge my way of thinking about stuff. Um, that was a big one for me. I'm like, oh yeah, that might actually be something that I do that is kind of good. Like I know the areas that I'm not as good at, and I can find ways to make them not stand out so much, not be so glaringly obvious. That, yeah, that might actually be an asset in the end. Sorry, Cameron. I like it just mid maybe a checker on one of his breastplate spots. Oh god, they're doing it. Oh man. Sometimes good enough is good enough, yeah. Sorry, Cam. I didn't see your opinion before I started painting. I just wanted validation for a choice that I wanted to make. And the second I got that validation, it was like having permission to do the thing that I was probably already going to do anyway. Oh dear. Oh shit, I'm ruining up the panel. It's okay. We all knew the trim was probably going to get a little bit ruined during this well, I knew anyway that the trim was probably going to get a little bit ruined during this process. I think it looks good. If you don't like it, that's okay. This is my night, and he needs to look good for me, and I like it. And I can confidently say that. And I know Cam's a nice person who's not ever going to be like, man, Fives, this night looks so almost good, except for that part where you totally ruined it by painting that one part of the face white and giving it a checkerboard pattern. So I don't have to worry about that. I do eventually have to worry about actually painting the checkers on this, and trying to make them look even on both sides is gonna be... You know what? It's gonna be fun. I'm gonna enjoy doing it, and I'm gonna have a great time, and it's gonna turn out looking awesome. It's gonna have been the right decision to have made. I'm gonna be so happy with it. And I can't wait for you guys to see it. I honestly can't wait. I can't wait for me to see it. I'm gonna be so happy. Yeah. That's looking good. Yeah. Yeah! Oh, he looks good. You guys can't see me smiling like a doofus, but I sure am. I sure am. I kind of want to try and lay out the waffle cone on these parts just to see how they look. But again, I feel like I should probably film that for the video, so I don't know. Can we get wide grin mode for Starboy? Probably not. I commissioned an artist to make Starboy, and they're now actually in art school, so I imagine much of their time is consumed by a variety of projects. So I don't think I can really get too much added into Starboy's animations right now. My favorite is when you guys screen cap the slightly angry looking Starboy and do like a disgruntled goblin comment. That is literally one of my favorite things. How the paladin eat their ice cream with a lawful cone. Because lawful kind of sounds like waffle. That's not the worst joke I've ever heard. I'm just waiting for that white to dry. I don't necessarily have something that I can work on at this moment. So I'm just giving it a second to chill. I do need to line. I need to do the lining on this gun. Maybe I can, yeah, kind of do that. Because he only's got that one area that needs to dry. I'm gonna, because I mixed some white in there like a dum-dum, I'm gonna put this in a new cup. I don't know why I accentuated the P on that so hard, but okay. Okay, Fives. Unhinged talking hours have begun, clearly. I baked some gingerbread today to include in some of the Christmas packages I was sending to friends, and it made my whole house smell like gingerbread, and it was amazing. Sometimes I think that we should all just bake a little bit of gingerbread so that our house smells like Christmas time, because it's pretty good. I have a nice gingerbread recipe that doesn't always roll out the best. Like, you have to actually get the measurements to be pretty precise, or sometimes it won't. Like, the first one you roll out will be fine, but then when you kind of collect up the excess dough and try and roll that back out to get a couple more cookies out of it, it won't cooperate unless you've done it perfectly. Today, I happened to do it pretty damn perfect, so that made me happy. Probably need to do a second coat of this brown on some of the panels as well. We're gonna... There's a lot of this night that kind of you have to go back and fuss over. But that's okay. Like, as much as I'm painting on stream, the benefit of working on such a big project is that there's always some other area that you can go back to and film the process of. And I'm sorry if anything I paint ends up being painted off camera. It's very important to me that I get the detail right on this. It was amazing until the Grinch was attracted to your house by the gingerbread, and Fiverr had to fight them off with a seal stamper and a quill. Listen, I have a variety of hobbies, okay? I have found ways of incorporating my calligraphy into my Warhammer. I think it's a benefit, Sometimes you get to write out your lore all fancy, and that's synergy. It was really great, actually, because at Gen Con, there was a person selling calligraphy supplies, and Brent from Goobertown Hobbies, like, he definitely thinks it's funny when people buy stuff at conventions that like they'll never use. So when I told him I had bought him a quill, I bought like a quill and a wax seal and stuff like that. He kind of chuckled like you really purchased that, and so I think it's just great because every now and again I'll post in his Discord server about what calligraphy stuff I've been doing. I'll be like, no, I do actually use this, and finding a way to work that into a video as well. I just think is a little bit funny. He didn't say he wasn't being mean in any way, but it was just it was definitely funny. Oh, I do want to make another shout out for anyone watching who may not be a part of the Sugar Candy Miniatures Discord server. You are more than welcome and encouraged to join if you would like. I can get a link posted, or perhaps one of our other lovely viewers might be able to post a link. But recently, we had more people join. And sometimes people think it's a Patreon only thing. It's not. You can join, and you don't have to give me money to be a part of the Discord server. You can just swing on by and show us what you're working on and stuff like that. Lila Mev joined the other night, so that's kind of cool. You can hang out with cool folks like me, and some of the folks watching this stream. You can definitely see me getting harassed by everybody who likes Nurgle. I want to once again disclaim that Sugar Candy Miniatures Discord server is not a safe space for Nurgle, despite how often Nurgle is posted there by Nurgle's many, many fans. I don't understand why Nurgle has fans. I will never understand why Nurgle has fans, nor why they flock to my server where Nurgle is not welcome, but you certainly are. Honestly, that should have been my tagline. Forget Sugar Candy Miniatures, whatever the fuck I say. Where Nurgle is not welcome, but you certainly are, is it's pretty good. It's a good tagline. I should rebrand. I'm not going to rebrand. I'm going to grab that link just while I'm waiting for that to dry a tiny bit. Boop, boop, boop. And there we go. That's in the chat now. I don't know. Did anybody actually tell me what they were working on? I think I might have launched pretty quickly into just babbling about this night because, again, as I've said, I'm very excited and having a great time working on it. But do you guys have anything that you're excited about or just working on in general? I've been enjoying seeing some of the projects posted in the Discord. I know we've got some Dungeons and Lasers townsfolk who have been painted up. Got some Pride NIDs that have been painted up, which have been looking really, really sick. Ooh, okay, cool. Soda, that sounds nice. The only sandstone, like, tutorial I've ever taken a look at, and I'm sure you've seen it, but Midwinter Minis sandstone Necrons have I've definitely been a video tutorial that I've seen. Um, Battletech seems fun. I don't know how to play at all. I just think of it fondly because of all the memories shared beneath the giant inflatable Irby at Gen Con. Um, I don't exactly know why my established meeting place for finding people was always I am outside by the giant Irby. But that is where I kept meeting up with people. Probably because Irby was easy to find, and also it was outside of the convention hall, which was very crowded all of the time. Frostgrave Barbarians. Okay, cool. That sounds interesting. I'm really hoping that I can get a game or two of Stargrave in next year. I don't have the Frostgrave rulebook, but I do have Stargrave. And I want to try that out. Trim requires so much more focus than I think it does sometimes. Like, I'm just like, oh, it's just trim, it'll be fine. And then I realize I've been painting trim for 10 million years. I don't know how I'm quite gonna get to that part, but I'll figure that out. I think it's time for hopefully the third and last coat of white paint. You're starting your entry for the one-page rules painting contest. Today it is a Gatorade themed Gator Man. Absolutely. Crimbus music? Yeah, we got a lot of Crimbus music going on in the background. As we progress further into the holiday, it's likely I will be putting Christmas movies on in the background. Like, honestly, you guys, I could be throwing on Muppets Christmas Carol right now if you wanted. The problem would be I would randomly start quoting Muppet Christmas Carol at you because I've seen that movie so many times. It is my favorite Christmas movie. And I'll start quoting it and it'll be really annoying probably. So, yeah, but closer to the holiday, I'm allowed to get more and more irritating, I think. I can explain it away as an excess of Christmas cheer. Gatorade Man, it's Pepsi Man. Wasn't there like a weird video game called Pepsi Man? Where Pepsi Man was like a Silver Surfer kind of looking character? Yes, okay, cool. I don't know if you're saying yes to me putting on the Muppet Christmas Carol or yes to the Pepsi Man thing. I think it's the Pepsi Man thing. Maybe it's yes to both. I don't really know. Yes to both. All right. I'll wait for more than one person to cook to confirm that they would tolerate that before I switch on Muppet Christmas Carol. We might need 4 layers of white, which is annoying. I'm not gonna lie to you, but I just think if I do one more, it'll be super, super crisp, and we'll go with that. And then hopefully not make any mistakes when That's true. I don't know that Disney would flag me for having music going in the background because I'm not putting up any images, and I'm hoping that whatever comes through, A, I'm talking over, and B, is distorted enough by being played at volume 5 on my TV in the background of my house for no flags to catch it. But even so, like, I'm not making my living from this YouTube channel. YouTube is giving me zero monies right now because I am not popular enough to get YouTube money. Um so yeah. I don't know. You honestly think that would get flagged? YouTube is nasty when it comes to music. Yeah, I guess you got a point there. I don't know. I don't know that YouTube would honestly bother with it, but they might. I guess. We could do this as a test run. I mean, I don't really give a fuck about what's playing in the background as I stream. And I would not be displaying any of the visuals of it again. I struggle to believe that the algorithm would pick it up in the background so heavily distorted. But you might be I honestly don't know. I've never had a video be like flagged for that, except one time when I did try and use a clip from Modao Zushi for my Kit Bash in July video. They were like, you can't use this because it doesn't belong to you. And I was like, okay, I guess you're right, YouTube. It doesn't. But I was just trying to show off how cool this anime was. I wasn't claiming to have made it. And it was like 10 seconds, but alright. I guess I'll just take that out. Like, I don't know how people make movie reviews and stuff like that where they use clips from the film. Like, I'm trying to understand how to do that because holy shit, that must be very difficult to work around YouTube's like ritual sacrifice needed in order to post any content for critique. How did I get brown on there? I didn't even paint that area brown. How did that happen? I'm gonna watch this back and see the one time I made a stray, like, just flung something with the paintbrush and tapped that. Oh no. YOLO, they duo via I don't know what you mean they duo via Patreon. I'm so sorry, Brady. I'm gonna throw on the Muppet Christmas Carol. Hang on. It is that time of year, after all. I should be allowed to watch Christmas movies whenever I want. And I have not done. I view Muppet Christmas Carol so many times within a year. Also Rudolph, also Frosty. I have already watched Hogfather this year, which I'm sure is not a popular one that a lot of people know about. It's niche, but it's wonderful. Lila Mev did come over and watch it, so. Oh, it's making me put in my date of birth to verify that I'm an adult. That's funny. most YouTubers, they make money via Patreon unless they're privileged teens. Fair. Um, yeah, they just don't. But like, it's hard to talk about. Like, just thinking about that, you have to do so much to explain what's happening, and not, um, you know. For a split second, you thought the armrest was a tank. Now you want an armrest textured tank. That'd be cool. Well, if YouTube wants to demonetize this stream, they can. I mean, it's their platform. They can do what they want whenever they want, really. I can't even hear this in the background, hardly, so I think we'll be good. Although I have admitted to playing it, so if they ever bring this before a court and they're like, Fiverr Sugar Candy Miniatures definitely had this going in the background, I can be like, yeah, I did. I'm not gonna lie for something they've got evidence for. Like, that would just be dumb. But I don't think they're gonna sue me for it, so we're all good, kids. We're all good. And I will be watching the extended edition because that has all of the songs in it. Hey! Good morning! Long time no see for you as well. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to join in your streams. My work schedule changed. Earhawks Miniatures, you guys, who paints so many orcs, exclusively orcs and goblins, has a lovely, lovely Twitch channel. Basically, you are always streaming when I am working, so I literally cannot join your streams anymore, which makes me so sad. I used to really enjoy them. Fun fact, Earhawks Minis also helped me make my first stream layout and basically talked me through the whole setup of having a stream without your kind assistance. I would not have this wonderful setup and all that kind of stuff. So thank you. Fiverr VTuber journey. Again, not a VTuber, but thank you, Brady. You do catch me on a night when I'm painting neither orc nor goblin. This is an Imperial Knight that I'm working on today that somehow has a cat hair or a brush hair in the paint. Let's get that out of there. I also have a Muppet Christmas Carol going in the background, so if I randomly say a Charles Dickens quote, I promise I've not gone insane. I am quoting Gonzo. Or Charles Dickens via Gonzo. You've been painting Zombicide. Oh, cool. I believe I've played Zombicide once. And it was quite fun. That's the one where, like, all of the characters are kind of like celebrities or something like that. I think I played as, like, the Keanu Reeves character. That's Zombicide. Someone confirm that for me. Yeah, I think the new layout really suits it. Not that there was anything wrong with the one that you made me. This one's just a little bit more the vibe. I commissioned a friend to make all the assets for me, so you know, having something perfectly customized as opposed to like stuff found on the internet, it's very cute. And it's got my little guy in the corner and he talks. I think about the only thing missing is if I ever want to put in if I ever get a second camera and want to put in a section where it's just cat cam, for the boys, then yeah, that'd be the only adjustment to make. Then to begin with, the Marleys were dead to begin with. Also, I know this isn't important to anybody, but you're here on my stream, so you're just subject to my stream of consciousness thoughts. But the fact that they have historically accurate costumes for the Muppets to wear in Muppet Christmas Carol, like they made little historically accurate costumes for all the little Muppets. It's so cute. I hope that in a different life, in a reincarnation, in a past life, something like that, I got to work for the Jim Henson Company. Because I feel like that would be really cool. I do not have the specialized skill, the dedication, the ability, in this life at least, to ever dream of working for the Jim Henson Company. But I love everything just about they make, so it's very cool. Yeah, that's gonna be the last layer of white, I think. So, this is the Imperial Knight that we're working with. One of my followers was kind enough to gift him to me, and I've just been working on building him. His arm's off to the side, but this is kind of the colors blocked out. Obviously, I have some cleanup to do on some areas, but like, come on. That's cool as fuck. I don't care who you are. This is awesome. He's gonna look so cool when he's done. Especially because I've got extras for him. I don't know. Some of you have probably seen this. Okay. Some of you haven't though. So since Earhawks is here, I get to show off a little bit. But I bought so he's got this little damaged area on the top, and I've been thinking of what I can do to cover it. And since he's going to be mint chocolate chip themed, I picked up a little cherry to put on top. So that's gonna be how I'll fix that. That's what he's gonna look like, lumbering off to battle with a little cherry on top. It's gonna be so cute. Dedication for the Muppet accuracy, absolutely. There are Muppet minis out there, Atomic Topher. Somebody has made a Muppet team for Blood Bowl that I have considered purchasing on multiple occasions, but haven't done so yet. I just heard either a gunshot or a firework outside. I am 85% sure that it is a firework. The remaining percentage of me is slightly concerned. I don't know why someone would be setting off fireworks. That's an interesting choice. But yeah. Let's stay tuned. Let's keep the let's keep painting. You know? Gonna do that. Where the fuck did my tiny brush go? You might. Yep, this is the tiny brush. It's the YouTube hit squad. Yeah, YouTube was like, you, how dare you put the Muppets on while you paint? There's a logical order to do this in. I know that in my brain. Like, there's parts that would make sense to base coat and highlight. I haven't highlighted a damn thing. But I'm just like, ooh, time to do these little bitty things. Time to keep working on the trim. How am I gonna highlight all of this chocolate undercarriage shit? Don't ask me that. Don't ask me that question. I don't know yet. It's gonna happen. The smart way would have been to completely highlight and dry brush it before I did any of these panels, but you know, we don't necessarily do things the smart way on my channel. We just do them the way that I'm going to do them. And we figure out mistakes along the way. Now, I do want to disclaim, even me, the person who almost never puts anything in sub-assemblies, I would have put this in sub-assemblies because it is huge. However, again, this is a salvaged boy. He was given to me secondhand. Technically like third hand, because the person who gifted him to me had gotten him from somebody else, and I honestly don't know if that person had gotten him from somebody else or not, so unsure of the exact origin of when he was new out of the box, but rather than try and disassemble him, I've simply decided to continue painting him as almost one entire model. Fortunately, his legs were separated from his body, but yeah. If and when, however unlikely it would be, that I got another knight, I would definitely advise painting in sub-assemblies. It is quite difficult to paint these as one contiguous model. Imagine dry brushing. I wish, yeah. I mean, maybe I can get a small dry brush. And in the end, as much as I, like, want to put all the time and effort in the world into this model, there are limitations to that. Those limitations are mainly my sanity. And also, there are, frankly, areas of this model that you're just never going to see once he's all put together. So I shouldn't worry too much about highlighting them. Another firework and or gunshot has gone off in my neighborhood. That's fun. That's very fun. I'm going to pretend like I'm not concerned about that at all. But I might be slightly concerned. It is 9:05 p.m. on a Saturday with no major holiday that I'm aware of that typically has fireworks. So, not really all too sure what's going on out there. Subassembly, what is this, Gundam? I was gonna do the trim on this part, not that part. That's what I was gonna do. That's why I was like, why did I grab the smaller brush? And then start painting an unrelated area. YouTube cancels Fiverr. And like others in their situation, they have to move to rumble and rant about women and how the world's flat. No, I would never. If YouTube wants to cancel me, they can go ahead. I would not suddenly switch gears on my channel just to get views. I don't think the world is flat, and I don't want to be like, women are ruining the Warhammer hobby, because that's dumb and untrue. I'm sad to see that that's still kind of plaguing our YouTube community and the hobby community at large. Because Alex from 52 Miniatures posted a video about female space marines. And he says he's gotten a lot of really nasty comments after it, which is very unfortunate. Alex seems a lovely fellow and doesn't deserve that. And people who are mad about the possibility of female space marines, like, don't you have something else to do with your time? Can't you direct your anger at a cause that matters? Like, ugh. No one's gonna force you to throw out your boy space marines or anything like that. They just want room for other people and groups in the hobby. I really hate the thought that, like, that's happening. I know it's happening, and I know it will continue to happen for a good long time. Um, the only way that you really stop or counteract that, or try to anyway, I believe it is fireworks. I have seen colored light coming in through the window, and that's the fourth one that's gone off. So I'm willing to confirm that it is in fact fireworks and not gunshots going off in my neighborhood. Why the fuck someone is setting off fireworks again on a random Saturday, I could not tell you. But it is in fact fireworks, which is very strange. People are hopefully not shooting each other with fireworks, but it's not the YouTube police out to get me. Anyway, all I was going to say is the only way to counteract stuff like that happening is to keep being visible in the hobby space when you're not the majority demographic. And to support people in the minority demographics when they try and find room in this hobby. There is space for everybody. Lord knows we all have enough models to paint and enough paints to buy and enough games to play that often don't have enough players to go around. Why would you exclude an entire gender from your game? That's just dumb. But I suppose not everybody shares my opinion on that. Yep, the Stormcast did have female members from day one, and that makes sense. I want to play 40k. I want to play 40k so bad, but I've had mixed, mostly bad experiences the few times that I've shown up to play at my local game store. I don't really feel comfortable amongst that group. And I went before COVID, so maybe it's changed a bit after COVID. I'm not really sure. I should probably go back and give it another try sometime, but I have found the local Age of Sigmar community a lot more welcoming than the 40k one, which I feel is a shame. Because, like, I don't know if you follow any of the celebrities who get into Warhammer, but Rahul Kohli from a lot of Mike Flanagan's work, like Hill House and Bly Manor and all those other Netflix shows. I think he was in iZombie as well. He's gotten really into Warhammer and painting miniatures. And it's so nice to see everybody. I mean, he's a celebrity, which makes a difference, but everybody's been encouraging him, advising him about where to get supplies, what kind of supplies to get, painting techniques, stuff like that. He'll post like photos of his hobby setup or what he's working on. Like, he was just kind of like, what do I get into and what do I play? And a bunch of lovely, enthusiastic people were pointing out resources to him. And I just wish that it was kind of how it could be for anyone who wanted to get into the hobby. Not just male celebrity. You know, like, when I wanted to get into the hobby, I did have a variety of very kind people help me out, but those people were not the Warhammer 40k players at my local scene, and I wish that was different. I wish I had had a different and friendlier experience with that. The thing is, though, I can also, start getting into that community and making sure that the next person who comes along does not have the experience that I had, but has a friendlier one. So I think perhaps working on that might be something to do next year. I just also have to get a group together and like a I want to have a understanding of the rules and shit like that. It's a lot of things. There's a lot of things preventing me from going back, but hopefully someday I can work up some confidence, do it, and make the hobby a better place, like I claim I want to do. Have a thank have a good flight, man. Travel safe. I hope that at another point in time I'm streaming where it's not the wrong time of day for you. Thank you so much for stopping by. Henry Cavill does be loving those custodies though. That's correct. Hi, Michael. What if the shoulders looked like scoops of ice cream? That would probably be pretty cool. I am gonna have this in a waffle cone pattern, which will kind of give that illusion. And I guess I could paint like a drip sort of pattern to give illusions of ice cream, but I think I'm gonna prefer it the solid mint. We'll see what happens though when I get to painting. Um, I'm not exactly sure, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. How to paint stuff like candy and what movie to watch when painting. I mean, I watch a lot of different movies when painting. Usually it's pretty dependent on the mood of the piece that I am working on, or just the mood that I am in. But almost always it has to be something that I don't have to pay attention to because I've seen a million times. I'm also realizing that for the most part, I can't even hear the movie painting in the background. At my volume is on 5, so I'd probably click it up a little bit higher. But it's trying to it's just enough like sound happening to keep me from being like there is an awkward silence in this room, which is always the goal. Whether that's done by repetitive streams of the same person's Christmas playlist or a movie playing vaguely. Either way, honestly, works for me, so I'm not too fussed about it. I'm just glad you guys are here and you don't mind watching me do the very monotonous parts of this paint job. Which, again, I'm not actually, like, annoyed about. I'm really enjoying them. Everything everything makes this model look so much better than it did the moment before, and it's really fulfilling to see. I just like painting it. Imperial Knights are cool. Usually I have D&D on Sundays, but due to holidays, D&D's been a little bit canceled for the foreseeable future just because we gotta kind of get through, it's Christmas and it's New Year's, so I can stay up late painting with no repercussions. Okay, that's looking good. I think I might try and go in for the... I'm feeling pretty good about the lining I've been able to do, so I'm going to try and get the rest of the faceplate right now. Just gotta concentrate on it, so might be a smidge quieter than usual as I paint that part up. Because he is hard to reach back there. I'd love to be able to actually paint the full, like, lining as well, but it's really back there. So it's just, believe that part is part of it. Get that. But it's hard to even get, like, lighting back there for me to see what I'm working on. Which greatly complicates being able to reach it and paint it. Definitely, definitely. If you pick up an Imperial Knight, keep parts in sub-assemblies so that you can reach and paint all of them. Yeah, because that's not quite right. That'll need to be cleaned up a little bit. Because I can't actually tell what is trim, what isn't. Or maybe that is trim. Some of that might could be trim, and some of that might couldn't be. No, that's all trim. That was all trim. Okay. Yeah, there's a little tiny bit that's gone errant there, but that's okay. Of gravy than of grave. Where does he get these jokes? Leave the comedy to the bears. I do know that part. It's good to be heckling again. It's good to be doing anything again. Yeah, that looks good. I'm gonna clean up the helmet just because it's gonna annoy the shit out of me if I don't do it. Hi, Keegan. Might could is a favorite American phrase of yours. It actually is grammatically correct, just not super formal, so teachers scold children for saying. Did I say might could about something? I probably did, but I don't remember what I said it about. Double ironed, exhausted by the way. Oh man, that didn't get washed off all the way. Now I got a little. Oh. Gonna just try and scrape that off and paint over it. We're doomed for all time. Horror story written by you. Chains are forged by what you. Oh god, it's the Muppets. They're here. They in my brain. The three ghosts. Expect the first ghost when the bell tolls one. Jesus, I'm so sorry. I can't help it. I can't help it. I know this part of the Muppets too well. Might could referring to something you could do, something maybe. Similar to why come as in asking for the reason behind a situation. Comes from medieval English. Why comes it that? Fiverr is a dork. Listen, if you're just figuring out that I'm a dork, like, where you been?
What's been going on? Hi, nice to meet you, Brady, who has showed up to multiple streams of mine, including the co-streams with Liam, where I talk about anime and my opinions on JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Hi. Yes, I am a dork. I don't know how you could have missed that, frankly. It's pretty apparent. Like I ain't been hiding. I painted Neopets miniatures, sir. I'm sorry, I'm not painting. I had to turn and gesture towards the computer so I could point my paintbrush like not angrily, but with gusto at the stream because yeah, I've not hidden the fact, I should say, that I'm a dork. I'm painting Warhammer miniatures live on camera. Like, people who aren't dorks don't do that kind of thing. I don't think anyway. I need to paint this one. We're gonna do that. Kind of want to block in the checkers, but like that's probably something that I should film. I don't actually know. I don't really think it matters. This brown needs a second coat. God, it's been a musical stream today. That's just how my brain is. That's just me being a dork. Fiverr making a JoJo pose at me. Completely normal, but the singing along is crossing the line. I'm sorry. I'll try and refrain, okay? I'll try and hold it back. I'll try. I'll do my best. There's also not another song that I like for at least a little while in this film, so enjoy that. Also, all non-binary people are a little bit gonzo from the Muppets, I feel. We all have a little bit of the Gons in us. I wonder what the man Charles Dickens would think of this interpretation. I hope he would like it, even if he found Muppets themselves to be a little bit confusing. I think this is looking good. I think I'll start doing second coats on some of the lining. No, I need to do the lining under here. And then all of that big circle thing, oh, I need to fill in all the vents and stuff. Okay, let's do that first, actually, before I forget. Charles Dickens sees the Muppets and screams demon. You can't sleep. How's the night doing? I'll give you the update, Anna. We've gotten some white blocked in. That's gonna have some checkerboard. We've got a faceplate part blocked in there. We got the pauldrons for the waffle cone blocked in. I'm going around adding the dark brown into the places that need it. And I'm gonna fix up that smudge, actually, before I do anything else, because that's gonna bug the shit out of me. Let's clean that up. Let's fix that. He'd rewrite it to have Scrooge be a Muppet. Absolutely not. Michael Caine is perfect as Scrooge, okay? Okay, like, he absolutely just ate up every scene. The perfect, perfect, perfect Ebenezer Scrooge. And I will accept no substitute. I will probably have to do another coat to block that out, but that's gonna look better. I know, most of the time you don't see me cleaning up miniatures because I'm just like, yeah, I'll fix it with weathering. Yeah, I'll slap something else over it. It's not that really, it's not that important, really. This time it is that important, really. A Muppet of him, voiced by him. Well, currently, the role of Charles Dickens is being played by Gonzo, so, he's already cast. It's already happening. Fun fact, this was the first Muppet production made after the death of Jim Henson. So like kind of they're defining, are we really gonna be able to carry on this legacy, this company without its founder? Which they did. I mean, lots of people hold Muppet Christmas Carol as one of their favorite Muppet films, myself included. Ugh, I just tapped that. It's fine. I can clean up that little bit of mint green. It's okay. It's not the end of the world, Fives. You'll just put a little dot. No, fixed. Best Henson thing post Henson is Christmas Carol and Dark Crystal Age of Resistance. Dark Crystal Age of Resistance is so good, so tragic that it will never get its second season. I wish so thoroughly that it would. I understand that it was expensive as fuck to make. And I don't know, I guess it must have underperformed on Netflix or some shit somehow. But I liked it so very much. I really should go back and watch it again. It's worth watching. If you haven't seen it and you like puppets or Muppets or just fantasy series in general, and you might be like worried, you might be like, "Oh man, I'm an adult. I'm an adult human. I don't know that I can sit through a Muppet fantasy series." There's plenty of violence and horror and death. You won't be disappointed. Treasure Island. Oh, Treasure Island is a great one. You got Tim Curry as Silver. Like, that's fantastic. I think they were planning to do a second season. Like, they had it set up a little bit at least with all the stuff happening with Deep. You could have easily gone into a second season with that. Although, I mean, the romance aspect I did find a little bit exhausting. I think you could have gotten another season out of it. It wouldn't have been, like, exhausting. Sometimes you're just like, okay, you guys need to end. But I suppose we do have that to look at. We can at least be like, they did not overstay their welcome. Some part of me thinks red checkers would look sweet, but I can't. It would be too much red. It would be too, well, it's gonna be too much brown if I do brown check. It would be too much brown if I, no, it would be too much red.
Gotta use that red sparingly. Absolutely. Sorry, I know I'm muttering, which isn't really interesting to listen to, but it's a part of the process. Yeah. We're gonna add some more brown. Muppets Take Manhattan or The Great Muppet Caper are your favorites? Fair. Treasure Planet. Treasure Planet is a great film, Otto. I love Treasure Planet. It did not make Disney a lot of money, so we'll never get to see sequels for that, or really any additional information with Treasure Planet. But I loved it, and that's important to me. They did release it on the same weekend as Harry Potter, which I feel like probably affected its run a little bit there. That might not have been such a smart release schedule. But what do I know? That's just me. I need more brown. I've used up all the brown. Do 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 do. Where did I put the brown? Where did it go? There it is. That's true. Uh, Dark Crystal Age of Resistance was in fact leading to that. I do love that they cast Simon Pegg as the Chamberlain. That was a very fun casting choice for me. Was that a fun casting choice for you too, Hector? It was? Oh my goodness, little boy. They can probably see you crawling around under the desk a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. They can see you. I don't know if they can hear you, but they can definitely see you, Bubby. What's up? Do you want some pets? F in the chat to pet Hector. I don't know, Heck. They haven't posted any F's in the chat. F, there it is. There we go. We get you some pets. Hector is a man. He is not a lady. All my cats are boys. Not for any particular reason. That's just how it happened. Petting Hector break is good break. Everybody's doing Chamberlain impersonations via text. Hector, more like Heckper. What do you think of that, buddy? Not a fan of that one. Okay. Noted. Noted. Here comes the boy. It's important to take breaks from the things that you've been working on for 2 hours. My break of choice is petting a sweet little kitty. Yeah. And you're very cute. I know, you're making sure I don't overwork myself, which is very kind of you. I promise, everything's going along fine. I don't feel stressed, I don't feel overworked. I've been taking my time with this project.
I think you've told me that before, Anna, which I think is great. Your name is spelled the same as hangover in German. Well, your name is in generic cat. You're so cute. Nobody minds that the stream got interrupted just so you could get pets, I'm sure. This is always a possibility. Oh god, here come the bad cat puns. It's not like you didn't get attention all day. I know I gave you plenty of attention. But you were a very good boy, and you did not try and interrupt the gingerbread making process at all. You stayed out of the kitchen completely. I'm so proud of you. It's probably because you were taking a nap, but I'm very proud of you. You did such a good job. I know that's hard for you sometimes. Yeah. You're such a soft, good boy. Sorry, this quickly became a cat petting stream. He's just a baby sometimes, and he needs his attention. Get ready to get punished? Oh no. You got fans out there, Hector, and they're all ready and willing to make puns on your behalf. Isn't that right, sweetheart? Oh. You're so cute. Oh, there's that purr, too. What do you think of the Night Titan so far, Heck? What you think? Think he looks good? Yeah. Hector's like, I think you should be done painting so I can have attention for the night. We did make some good progress, but I think we could make a little bit more. I think I'll keep going, especially because I put some new brown in this palette, so you're going to have to wait just a little bit longer for me to be done. Don't get naughty, though. Then I'll have to get the spray bottle. You don't like that. I know, Bubby. It's hard to wait. But I can't both paint and cuddle you at the same time. If only I had more hands like an octopus, then we could solve this problem. I'm gonna do that part brown as well, because I think that'll look nice and slick. I just keep finding more details to paint, and that's fine with me. We have made some really, really great progress on this night. More than I expected to make tonight, which makes me feel a little bit more confident in the fact that this could be something that I accomplish. I might actually be able to see my goal through. Yeah, Hector, part of that means I have to keep working on this just a little bit longer. And you digging your claws into the chair is not going to help with that, buddy. Hi, Noxious Bones. Welcome to the stream. So glad to have you. Glad you're done with work. Work is always the worst part of the day. Welcome home.
Get yourself something to eat so you can relax from your day at work. Settle in with a hobby project. I have the Muppet Christmas Carol on in the background, so the cozy vibes are immaculate right now. That mini looks very tasty. Thank you. Thank you. I think he's coming along quite nicely. Quite nicely indeed. The day before the dawn of Christmas. That I'm the ghost of Christmas present. Large absent-minded. Ah, fuck. I'm sorry. I'm quoting the Muppets again. It just happened. It just happened. Can't control it. I was raised on this film. Watched it every year. I think I might try painting all of those little nodules brown, as opposed to thinking I might line that with a different color. I don't know what this part is actually called on the Titan. I'm sure somebody somewhere knows, but I'm going to call it a little nodule. Because I don't know what the fuck else to call it. The mint color is gorgeous. Was it custom blended? No. This is straight from the pot, my friend. You can buy this color. It is the absolute perfect mint green, and I will tell you what color it is. Because I found, I mean, obviously, I'm the kind of person who wheels and deals in candy colored paints, so having knowledge like this is vital to me as a hobbyist. But I swear to God, if they ever discontinue this paint, I will hunt down every last bottle of it. I'm trying really hard not to sing along for Brady's sake, but it feels like Christmas is the best song in this. Well, yeah, probably the best. It's very good, and I'm not singing, and I'm doing such a good job. But the mint on this is Gauss Blaster Green by Citadel. It is the perfect mint color. You should pick up a bottle if you like mint. It's just great. It works. It's not too thin. I think this is 2 coats just because it's such a um large surface, and I want, as smooth coverage over the big areas as I can get. So I did do a 2nd coat, but usually on smaller models, I tend to think that just 1 coat does fine. Um, but yeah, it's a beautiful paint to work with. You should get some. It's going home and getting warm by the fire. It's true wherever you find love, it feels like Christmas. Yeah, I had to get the chorus in once there, Brady. It's a great Christmas album. Maybe I'll do the reprise at the end too. Who knows? Who knows? I'm having a good time. I'm just gonna keep painting all the brown parts until they're all done. I will make up for my lack of singing then with inventing a new and worse song. We are all possessed by the Muppets once in a while. Yes, probably. And thank you, Brady. I figured it was joking, but you know, I know I don't have a great singing voice. So. I also try to keep myself from singing on stream, but it doesn't always work, as you can see. Burn das Brot. Burned the Bread is apparently a puppet show in Germany about a loaf of bread with hands. Not arms, just hands. Interesting. His name kind of sounds like burn, like the loaf of bread was burned. So that's kind of fun. I like that. Oh, this part is a little complicated to do because I don't want to mess up the mint green on the top. Ooh. The nice part is I'm running out of base coats to do, which does mean that I have to move forward on painting the rest of the stuff and starting to do complicated things like freehand and highlights and pin washing and stuff. Yep. I guess I do still need to base coat literally all of the cables with white. That's probably going to take some time. I'm going to fix up that little part. But we can get started on that. Hell, why not? I'm still in a good mood, you know. I'm not that that's like of imperative, but like, you know, I still feel fine. So if I want to get a little bit more work done, even, why not? And I should keep going. You also think a sing along would be fun? What movie do you want to do a sing along to? I'd totally do a sing along stream. Of course, it would just be me singing along. I couldn't hear you, so you'd all have to promise me that you were singing along to whatever was playing. But we could do a bit of Christmas caroling. We could do a holiday sing along. I would be down for a holiday sing along. That would be great. Maybe I can do one in my Discord server and see if people will actually join and sing along. I tend to doubt that they would do that because then, you know, there's some accountability if you don't sing along. It's not just you listening to me sing from the other end of the computer, and then maybe you'll be like, ah, yes, I shall sing along from the safety and comfort of my own home where people cannot tell if I am singing or not. You'll wake up your family singing at your screen. You don't care. That's great. That's great. I like that, honestly. I found that previously I was told
not to sing all the time because I don't have a great singing voice, but I enjoy singing along with stuff just the same. And living alone, I sing to myself all the time. I sing along with everything. Um, I even try and sing along with K-pop songs, and I very much do not speak Korean. I don't know any of the songs from Spider-Man, so I don't think I could do that. Sweeney Todd would be my musical of choice to sing along to. That, I also could do Repo the Genetic Opera for any of you people out there with very obscure tastes. If you know that one, um, yeah. Really anything, my favorite musicals, and the only ones where I can really envision myself playing any sort of character is like when they have an ominous narrator in them. I'm like, that's a character that doesn't have a gender and just sort of shows up, says some weird shit, and leaves. Often they're the only speaking roles in musicals as well. And I feel like I could do that pretty good. Maybe. I have horrible, horrible stage fright in real life though, which prevented me from I wanted to try out for Sweeney Todd when my high school did it. I thought I could maybe do a decent Toby. That kid that gets taken in and then finds the thumb in the pie at the end of the film. I was like, I could do that. And then I got so nervous at the audition that I ended up not being able to sing at the audition. I didn't even audition in the end. I got so worked up about it before it happened that then when they called my name back, I went to the bathroom instead and puked and never went to my audition. So, needless to say, I did not get cast in that. Zydrate comes in a little glass vial. Yeah, you better believe it does, goober. And remember that buying Zydrate from an unlicensed source is illegal. So don't go getting that street stuff. I'm glad someone else knows that musical. Fills my little high school heart with joy. Freaking love Repo. It's definitely like when people are like, what is your guilty pleasure pick for a film? Lots of people will name like a romantic comedy or something like that. I'm like, nah. Repo is mine. Because like the plot's very just sort of there and the music's kind of just there. It's good. Like it's good in a cheesy sort like I don't know. I love it, but I can totally understand why people don't. Um and the whole thing is shot with like weird filters put over all of the scenes, so sometimes it's just like what is happening in this shot? Oh, yeah. It's fun. That's what I can say about Repo is it's fun.
I'm doing all the not so interesting or fun parts of cleaning up the mistakes that I made. A very necessary part, but not the most fun part of this paint job. Because I'm probably procrastinating painting a million little white cables, but we're gonna start on that soon too. Yes, indeed we are. Fiverr thinks repo obscure, then everyone's like, oh yeah, okay, well listen, when I talk about Hogfather or Vampire Hunter D, or some of the other animes that I'm into, people are like, oh, I've never seen that. I've never seen Modao Zushi. I've never seen Dororo 2019. Like I'm used to the stuff that I mention being pretty niche. So, uh, I'm not expecting the average person to have heard of all the weird shit that I'm into, okay? I can moderate my expectations. But it's nice to know every once in a while. That's one of the things I like, is I've made it at least mainstream enough that people know about it. I have seen the first episode or so of Dohidoro, or however you want to pronounce that, Ano. I didn't like it all that much, though. Don't remember quite what my issue was with it, because I tried it out a while ago. But yeah, that one just wasn't for me. Vampire Hunter D is rad. Yep, that's correct. The novels are a pain, though. Oh my god. I've tried, okay? I've tried so hard to read these novels. I have the first three in a, like, omnibus collection, right? But I swear to god, every third paragraph is just someone talking about how attractive D is. And, like, I get it, okay? But just shut up. Just get to the monsters and the blood or something. But it's a lot of just D was very hot and young and a vampire, like a half human, half vampire hunter, angsty, and also he was attractive. And I'm like, God damn it, shut up! I know, I get it. You've said it before. So there's that. Yeah, still streaming Roz. I'm going. I'm having a good time. I don't feel like, if I feel tired, I'll stop. But like, I've been doing the annoying things like lining and cleaning up stuff and finding little areas that like here that I need to paint. I want to start painting cables, but I keep seeing little things that I can fix, and I'm like, ooh, while I notice that, let me fix it. Like, I can see this edge here, so I'm gonna try and get the brown into that. There's some stuff that I have to give up on. Like, there's little beams in between that hold the pauldron on, and with it being a sub-assembly, I would have to stick a paintbrush down in there and try for it, and I don't, like, as much as I would love to stick this in a Golden Demon case and be like, this is really how I paint and how I enjoy the hobby, like something like that, as much as I would absolutely love to do that, I think just because I can't, like, this is not in sub-assembly, and I can't, there's not really a whole lot that I can do about that. I don't want to enter this when I could potentially do something better. I'll clean that brown part up. I'll get it in post. It's frustrating to notice little things and then make more mistakes while trying to get those little things to be correct. But thus is the process of painting this model. And I shall continue. But yeah, I've got the Muppet Christmas Carol going on in the background, so that's just been nice background noise change from the usual repetitive Christmas music. I am plenty hydrated and motivated, and people in the chat have been talking about all kinds of interesting things. So we've had enjoyable conversation, which helps keep the focus. Hector's butted in once or twice saying, "Hey, I want my attention now, please," but there he is, as if on cue. Sorry, buddy. I'm still going. Still going. Speaking of hydration, talking D. Everybody wants the D. I have not looked at that yet, Anno. Could you post in the chat just to remind me? Because I still mean to. I totally do not have a night box in the wings. Absolutely. That would be ridiculous. And I would never start a new army. Or apparently, I would also not throw tufts on the ground. Hang on. Babysit my night while I clean that up, guys. Yeah. Yeah. I know. I made a mistake. I threw these on the ground and didn't mean to. I will put them safely away in a drawer. How's that, Heck? Okay. Ugh. Chatty tonight. Oh no! I told you guys to babysit the night, and look what happened. He fell over. How could you? I am betrayed. To quote Reaper, thus we are betrayed. I think he says that. I feel like the Repo Man says that. I'm pretty sure. I'm like 75% sure. Golden Demon guys see it like magnificent. You win. But see one tiny missing spot only. Saw with a jeweler's glass. Worthless. Get this out of here. Yeah, no. You should, Roz, you said, oh shit, what did they add? Can you tell me what you were referring to? Because I'm not sure, but I'd love to clarify if I could. I'd be more than happy to help out. I can show you kind of where we're at with the night, if that's what you were asking about. Oh yeah, it's just the original cut with the Love Is Gone scene added back in. That's all it is. Yes, please do try to sleep. Anno, 5 a.m. is pushing it. Please get yourself some rest. It's very important. They said tonight we are betrayed. Okay, close, close. I think I'm gonna at least do this cable, maybe. I'm terrified to paint that because it's in an area where I have so much that I can mess up on. But I've been confronting all the parts I've been terrified to do tonight, and they've turned out fine. So we're gonna keep going. I am gonna undercoat it with deck tan, I think, and then do the white on top, just so I don't have to paint 4 layers of white on a very, very thin little piece there. I think that's probably the best way to go about that. It's gonna look like I'm painting nothing because I'm doubting the camera's gonna be able to pick this up. But I promise you there's a wee little cable back here that I'm painting. Probably honestly smarter to keep undercoating the parts I want to paint white with the deck tan, because then the white will go on over them so much easier. There we go. Cables painted in. I found an area of mint green on the carapace that I had missed before, so guess what I'm doing after blocking in this cable? Yep, that's right. I'm going back and fixing it because I am trying really hard on this project. And I know sometimes some of you might be like, "Well, I always go back and fix the areas that I miss." I don't. I don't. This is very new for me. And it's a process, one that I've not quite adjusted to. And I'm finding it finicky and different from how I usually paint. Sometimes a little bit momentarily I'm like, gosh darn it, Fiverr, why couldn't you have just gotten that right the first time? Because now I have to open a new paint, or, you know, open another bottle of paint and get more paint on this model when I could have theoretically just gotten it right the first time. But that's okay. It is certainly encouragement for me to be more forgiving with myself, because boy, if you can make this many mistakes and still end up with a well-painted model, the mistakes I make in real life are inconsequential almost. I don't make near this many mistakes in life, but I sure do make them in painting. And that's okay. I'm growing and learning and painting better. And if I ever paint another night again, maybe I will have learned something. I don't really need to focus too much on that area because it's going to be covered up. I need to remember that. But I still, you know, still care. I still want it to look good. Girl and boy will be nothing when these to me. Love, hope, and peace to me. Every day will end, and every day will start. Grateful, proud, and thankful. We'll build you up what is mine is. Let's raise to toast your love. And a promise to share the love. Friendly course, file a friendly chart. Yep, it's singing again. We're in singing hours. Doubling back is a pain. It is, but it is necessary. I have not painted the shield. In terms of the poles, D, I, and G were all very highly rated. I don't remember which was the absolute top selection,
but there were so many votes spread across so many of the designs that I feel confident that no matter which design I pick, it's going to look good, which is kind of what I was out there searching for. I wasn't necessarily going to paint whatever the top vote was. I just wanted to see which designs read well. And fortunately, it seems that a lot of them did. So I have a wide selection that I can pick from. AKA, I still don't know which one I want to paint. So I'm not committing to anything right now. Runoff election. I might do. As much as I would like to be like, oh, I trust the community to choose what's best for this Titan. This is my Titan now, and after going through so many hands, Just Desserts is mine. That's the Titan's name. I've named him. And I will decide what heraldry he gets in the end, so. I don't know that a runoff election is necessary. I kind of have an inkling of which one I'm gonna paint. And, we'll see. I think I'm gonna draw up one or two more variations of the designs just to firm up my, familiarity with it so that I can be sure that I can paint it like on a tiny shield. So that might happen as well. I did see another area that I needed to clean up with the mint green, so we're gonna go back and do that. Deep breath, folks. Deep breath. And thus, Choice Z is the real winner. Not exactly, but yeah, something like that. Roz, thank you again for gifting me this Titan. As much as I seem to have seethed at the fact that I needed to go back and clean something up, honestly, this entire painting process has been such a delight. I adore this model. I can't tell you the last time I had so much fun painting. Like, I always enjoy painting, right? It's what I like to do. It is my main hobby. Obviously, I wouldn't have this channel or be here streaming or paint so consistently if I didn't. But there is something special about painting an Imperial Knight. I don't know what it is. I haven't been able to put my finger down on the specific thing that's making this scratch such a good brain itch. But I absolutely love almost every moment that I've spent painting this, and I am so grateful that you decided to gift this to me because I'm having a delightful time, and I may never have gotten to have such this good time if because I don't know that I ever would have actually bought myself an Imperial Titan. He's so good. I love him so much. And I'm very, very thankful. Listen, most armies of the Imperium I could take or leave. And for Knights, I was undecided whether I wanted to do Imperial or Chaos, so just kind of being assigned Imperial by gift was fine with me. Might finish painting up that cable before I go in and clean that area up, just because probably makes the most sense to do it that way. My layers are probably getting just a little bit chunkier than the average painter would like, but that's okay. I'm not the average painter. I'm going to decide to not be bothered by that.
Renegade is still an option. I suppose it is. And I could paint them however I wanted in terms of that as well. But I, kind of like the idea of them being Imperial Titans. Obviously, you know that word that I'm trying to say. The ideology of the Imperium is pretty fucked up. Um, there's a lot, that's not, but it's grimdark future shit. That's everybody really. Um, a little a little bit of fantasy religious zealotry now and then is kind of fun. And it means that I've finally acquired a 40k arm. Well, no, I have 40k armies. I have orcs, which are Xenos, Tau, which are Xenos, and I have about 500 points of Admech, which are Imperium. So, not even my first Imperium army. It's true wherever you find love, it feels like Christmas. Idiotology. Fiber likes their layers like their goblins chonky. Putting down that candy coat on whack shit like Mars core. So I do have a backstory for these knights. I think sometimes people are surprised that I come up with backstories that could fit the lore of Warhammer, so to speak. Um, but like, I feel like you could put these titans, having come from an extremely popular, like, extremely profitable, agri world. That the worlds where they grow shit on, like the nobility of that world just has, um like flour and sugarcane in abundance, so they can make really, really decadent cakes and desserts and stuff like that. And that's kind of like become the thing that planet is super known for. So when they are summoned to war, essentially, when they are called to fight, the titans that they send are decorated in the same, like, finery and stuff as the cakes and stuff from their planet, because it's a display of excess wealth and luxury, and the artisanal skills of the, residents of that world. All is just kind of like a show of power, that even though they are called upon to send, resources into the war, even those resources which are being sent off planet, most likely never to return, are gonna be just ridiculously complex in design, beautiful, and evocative of the kind of, uh, excess that the nobility enjoys on that world, so that everybody will literally know how fucking powerful and cool and rich they are. Because that's what you do. Right? Like, that makes sense. That could fit. That feels like a planet description that could be in Warhammer. It's not like something that is ever gonna actually be in a source book, but it doesn't stand out nearly as much as people think it's going to. Like, I'd buy that. Be like, sure, that sounds vaguely legitimate. people mistake me when, like, they see my stuff and they're like, you don't care for the grim dark aspect of this world. Like, no, that's fine. That's part of the lore of Warhammer is dark and crusty, and that's fun sometimes. I just find a way to work my aesthetic into it as well. I will not be left out. I will not feel like the one thing that I hate when people say when they see my work is they will be like, "Ah, you have painted a meme army." Like, no. I have taken this very seriously. I have painted something unconventional. I have not in fact painted a meme. That, sir, is incorrect. Cuz I did do this seriously. The crew of your night prob eat like kings when not plugged in. Exactly. The Imperial Genetic Opera. Oh. Oh, Brady, that's good. That's good. I might steal that. I might steal that. You loved how grimdark my Space Marine successor chapter was? I'm glad. I'm very glad. I had a lot of fun writing their lore. I think the idea of something being so, like, bloodthirsty that it eats people is fun for, you know, grim darkness. I'm gonna throw Home Alone on in the background because Muppet Christmas Carol ended and I need something, so this was also on Disney Plus. Let's just get all the copyright claims up in here now. Candy Planet isn't that out there. Exactly. Yeah. I don't feel like it's too bad. I should probably stop somewhat soon, though. It is getting later, and I know if I paint for too much longer, my back's gonna start to hurt, which means I won't be able to paint tomorrow, and I need to be able to paint tomorrow, so. Let's take a look at what we've gotten done. See what you guys think. So, you all saw when we had started out, we hadn't blocked in any of this tan. We hadn't finished the trim. The trim is finished on everything except this arm, which I'm saving to do a bit of filming on, so that's fine. We've got the white layers blocked in so we can do some checkers on them. We cleaned up a lot of stuff. Got this all lined. And we started on doing some of the cables. So all in all, not bad for like 2 hours work. That still got a little smudge on it. Let me go ahead and just finish up that with a little dab of paint because I might forget and I'll be sad if I forget. Man, we're about to hit 3 hours on the stream. It's been a straight up minute since I did a 3-hour stream. You guys were spoiled tonight. Should put Christmas movies on in the background more often. That's what encourages my wee little brain to do the Warhams. I think I might have somehow made that worse by spreading the brown around, so let me just fix that. Hang on. I would like to close out here, please. Could I stop making mistake? It's a good thing this is the only night that I ever plan on painting, because otherwise I'd have to worry about, you know, painting like a banana ice cream night, and that would be way worse for getting mistakes on. Or like a strawberry night, and pink shows mistakes pretty good. Always worrying about working with those pastels. I mean, clearly this is the last night that I'm ever going to paint. That's fair, Roz. I mean, I used to try varying the start time of the streams a little bit, so that people could maybe catch or not catch them. But, you know, I don't always manage to do that, and I don't have a stream schedule exactly, but I do tend to start at 7 and end around, like, 9. So,
yeah, it's nice. I'm glad to see you here, especially like it's especially exciting when you're here on days where I'm working on the Titan because, you know, I like to think you have a little bit of personal investment in that project. I do hope you will show your friend who you bought the knight from how he ends up as well. I don't think your friend would have envisioned this fate for the knight, let's just say. But I hope he'll appreciate it all the same. It must be nice to know that the things that you trade off or whatever, that they end up going somewhere where they are um, held in a good regard. You know, like if I had to, I have sold some Warhammer, not a lot, not anything that I had painted really. Um, but yeah, I've definitely sold some Warhammer, and it's been nice to see if that gets like brought into our gaming club and used, or if that's just like, you know, when it's a project that somebody works on and cares about. It's kind of nice to see that. I don't know how this arm reattaches. Hang on. Why did I think this would be easy? Why did I think I could just simply snap that in and that it would go? I don't have the patience to mess with this, so you might just have a little bit of a lopsided arm for right now, but let's take a look. Let's see what we got here. This is him all stood up. Holy shit, I have so many Discord notifications on my phone right now. Oh, that's gonna be fun. Okay. But this is the lad. He's looking good. I'm pretty happy with where he's at. And we're just gonna continue to work on him next time. Good thing I didn't buy a box of knights, right? Yes, exactly, Topher. Exactly. You get me. You get me. Okay, Hector. I know, Bubby. I know, Bubby. He's like, you've been streaming for too long. You know, give Heck attention for 3 hours. All right. Well, I hope you have a great rest of your night. Thank you for joining me. Be good to each other, and I'll see you guys in the next one.